Okay, there we go. Whoops, disappeared.
I think a wire's loose.
Okay. Yeah, we were founded in 2010 to monitor national forest grazing on the ground and use that information to advocate reform of grazing management. Wilderness Watch and EPIC are our sponsors. EPIC of Northwest California, and EPIC is our fiscal administrator. We've monitored 26 grazing allotments on 5 national forests, 7 in the Marbles, 2 in the Trinity Alps wilderness, and 2 in the Russian wilderness. And all the on-the-ground monitoring is by volunteers, and we raise some money to pay their expenses. But we've logged 295 person days so far in the project. And where do I have to point this to get it to? Oh, the down button. Okay. Now our strategy and reasoning is that the national forests occupy the headwaters of many and perhaps most of our western rivers, and national forest grazing takes place in those headwater basins, usually with wetland cores or big wetland meadows. We concentrate on the impacts of headwater grazing that are focused on those meadows, the springs, the seeps, and the headwater streams. And we use that information to advocate on the ground reforms directly with the Forest Service responsible officials, who are the district rangers. Don't go to the range tech. Somebody told you, go talk to the range tech. No, talk to the district ranger, because he's the guy in charge. That's the responsible federal official. And then we use the Clean Water Act. In California, we have regional water boards, and we can use those water boards, and I do use those water boards to leverage change on the ground. We're interested in change actually on the ground, because as some people alluded to here, when it happens on paper, you usually don't see it on the ground. Oh, down, okay. So this is a severely fragmented and degraded willow wetland in the Big Meadows allotment in the Marble Mountain Wilderness. Those big willow stands should be continuous. They should be dense right down to the ground. And that's where willow flycatcher, which is endangered in some places, but is a sensitive, Forest Service sensitive and management indicator species that they don't bother to monitor, even though they're supposed to. But those continuous stands should be providing that kind of habitat, and they don't. They destroy it, and that's why all over the West we've got willow flycatchers in having problems. Of course, we got riparian. You've seen lots of pictures like this, right? Riparian trampling and shade removal. This is the Mill Creek allotment in the Trinity Alps wilderness. I know some of these, and I've lived in community with some of the guys that graze this, and ladies that graze this land, and it makes it interesting, especially when I encounter them out there. But spring seep and fen trampling and degradation, this is again Big Meadows allotment in the Marble Mountain Wilderness. And most of those allotments we've monitored many, many times. And I think there's something like 28 different reports on the website. But this is Taylor Lake in the Russian wilderness, and there you see some cow fecal matter, bovine fecal matter in there. This is it's only a half a mile in, so it's popular for people to take the kids and go swimming in the summertime. And this is the one, you guys that work on grazing, you know it's like pulling teeth to get any kind of change. But using the water board, we were able to get the cows banned from this lake area before we get some sick kids. But that's like years of work to get one little area. And this is the main thing I wanted to talk about today. But this is Forest Service data from the length of Eastern California, from the bottom of the Sierra, all the allotments up through the Modoc National Forest to the Oregon border. And this is from, the data is long-term vegetation transects set up for Clean Water Act compliance with the state of California. And then this is the paper that presents it. And of course, they're grazing they're grazing people, so they downplay it in here. But if you look at, let me see if I can do this. If you look at this one in here, that's wetland obligate plants, and that's where you see the big decrease in the plants. So what's happening there is we're destroying the wetlands through this poorly managed grazing year after year. And you can't graze in these kind of systems that are mostly wetland meadows without having this kind of impact. You can lower it if you manage it better. You can control it some, but you can't eliminate it. So there's a global synthesis on the effects of livestock grazing and hydrologic processes. And basically, I don't think we can see it all there, but basically they found that in terms of infiltration, in terms of sedimentation, it can't be controlled wherever there's grazing. Worldwide, all the studies worldwide have found these problems, so they can't be controlled. And wow, I did it pretty quick, huh?
You're all done.
Yeah. Because George said he was going to pull me if I didn't get there. So, but I do have one question. I mean, why is George wearing a hat?
I forgot my cowboy hat.
You should have wore your cowboy
I
hat.
should have worn my cowboy hat. I do have one.